Good morning and good day. Welcome back for some Elden Ring. 100% guide made easy for everybody. Part 7, PlayStation. So this episode, last episode we ended up going up the Dectus lift, getting a little gift from Raya, teleport to Volcano Manor, where we have seen Knight Dialos, Patches, Recusant Bernal, which was at the War Master's shack beforehand. And then, of course, Patches is Patches, Dialis from the Roundhold Table. So that's where those NPCs are sitting at the moment. We also had a visit with Ronnie, Selvis, Pidia, and her disciples, of course. E.G., Selvis, and then Blige. So, this episode, we're going to be going down a little something in the Mistwoods. We'll be taking care of this request. We're going to take care of this top part up here. Go down the well for some grace points, etc. And then we'll make our way up into the Altus Plateau, back to Volcano Manor, and kind of just go from there. So without further ado, this is the build once again so far. Using Bloodhound Fang and Sword Knight and Flame for the enemies that are weaker to magic. And we're running Stormhawk Dine for the little bit of buff, so you don't have to mess around with weapon swaps or any kind of buffs from Faith or anything like that at the moment. And then of course using Beast Repellent Torch. Let's go! So you don't have to come here now, but might as well grab it while we're down here, right? Pretty cool location. The transgressions of the princess, he says. And once you have that, you can go ahead and grab that if you don't have it. Didn't even know they were mage sitting in those bushes, to be quite fair. Alrighty then. And then you can go down there if you want to go to the well now. We will get to that. So you can go up or down here. They kind of both lead to the same spot. But if you go up, there's a little bit extra as well. If you go up, you get to meet a very, very cool NPC. Well, you'll probably think so on your first go. Meet the Pope Turtle.
You're tarnished, aren't you? I welcome you to the Church of Vows. I am Miriel, steward of this sacred chamber. My apologies for the unseemly state of affairs. Do you know the origin of this place? How it came to be known as the Church of Vows? Well, that is a shame. But who can blame you? The shattering has caused us, all of us, to lose sight of something very dear. It is here, at the Church of Vows, that the great houses of the Erd Tree and the Moon were joined by the matrimonial bond between red-haired Radagon and Renala of the Full Moon. And so our church holds in view the monuments of both houses, the Erd Tree of the capital and the Academy of Rea Lucaria. Oh, was there something you needed? You are free to show yourself around. I would serve as your guide, only my legs aren't what they used to be. If you find anything of use, you are free to take it with you. Unless, perhaps, you are in search of instruction, in which case I will share all that I know. Do you possess any celestial dew? Then I would like to share my knowledge with you. Concerning the miracle of this Church of Vows, Radagon once cleansed himself with celestial dew, repented his territorial aggressions, and swore his love to Renala. The Order of the Erd Tree and the fate of the Moon were conjoined, and all the wounds of war forgiven. This miracle blesses the Church to this day, and so you need only follow Radagon's example to restore any bond, however strained or severed, to its rightful state of harmony. To experience the miracle, kneel in the basin at the back and cleanse yourself with celestial dew. Absolution will be yours. My faith does not waver. The miracle rooted in these grounds will once again mend the world. And this time, its bounty will not be squandered. If you would be Elden Lord, tarnished, I hope that you too will share my faith. You wish to know more of Lord Radagon? Lord Radagon was a great champion, possessed of flowing red locks. He came to these lands at the head of a great golden host. When he met Lady Renala in battle, he soon repented his territorial aggressions there, and became husband to the Carian Queen. However, when Godfrey, first Elden Lord, was hounded from the lands between, Radagon left Renala to return to the Erd Tree capital, becoming Queen Marika's second husband and king consort, taking the title of Second Elden Lord. The mystery endures to this day as to why Lord Radagon would cast Lady Renala aside, and moreover, why a mere champion would be chosen for the seat of Elden Lord. You know, it's said that Lord Radagon harbored a secret. A famed sculptor of the Erd Tree capital was once summoned to render Lord Radagon's likeness in giant stature when he glimpsed the skeleton in Radagon's closet. and as such it's said the great statue harbors his secret too. You wish to know more of Lady Renala? She is Queen, head of the Carian royal family, and governor of the Academy of Rea Lucaria, the great and beautiful full moon witch. Sadly, her heart was broken when Lord Radagon left her, and then, when the Academy rebelled against the royals, she was locked away in the Grand Library. In the end, Lady Renala was left alone, cradling the amber egg Lord Radagon bequeathed her. Now she devotes herself to it through forbidden rite, the grim art of reincarnation. You would do well to remember, severing a vow, strongest of bonds, has consequences ever more dire. Oh, what have we here? Very well, let us both learn together. Heresy is not native to the world. It is but a contrivance. All things can be conjoined.
There you go. Got a couple nice little sorceries. And he's got this incantation off the start. Pretty good. And now we've got these accessed.
Is there some?
6,000.
Is there some?
Alright. Grab yourself Celestial Dew. And if you ever need to use it, this is where you need to use it. Now that gold sewing needle that we just picked up, if you remember the NPC Bach that we met early on in the game, we ended up giving him his needle for sewing. Now this one here, you can use yourself. You don't have to talk to Bach or whatever. And it's used to change the attire of demigods, so you can use it to change the attire of pretty much anything. Okay, now that you got that NPC out of the way, you can head up here, get some things done. I'm trying to think if it's best if we should wait till later to do this. For now, just put a diamond here and a diamond here for special loot and or object. And put the skull there if you don't have it already for your Erd Tree or Guardian. Now we can go this way and go up here to grab this for now, or do it. But we can also just, once we get this done up here, we can just drop down, get it done later from up top. Make sure you put a little marker right here, and one right there. And we can head up to the top region of this from the Dectus lift. That's what we're going to do now. Alright. See that tower up there? You're going to want to stay out of its range, out of its line of sight. The budget Eye of Sauron, as we like to call it. Yeah, let's just wait for the second round. Might have to wait for a few now. Let this madness drop down a little bit. Okay. And what I like to do is go up this wall and just jump in, like so. Now you can hit them from underneath with Rotten Breath if you really want to, but it's for some reason super risky sometimes. They can like fall down without dying, and then you have to worry about killing them up above and down below, and it's just annoying, to be honest. But I find it much easier to go like this. There you go. Now you don't have to worry about that. It'll be gone for good now, too. Now don't worry about going over to the tower here just yet, up top. So you won't be able to unlock it just yet. Unless you've already been to the academy and found a certain item. This little village is a little bit spicy. You might want to be a bit careful here. Grab that cookbook. Grab this purple item on the doorstep here. Okay. Now there's different ways to get this part done here. That's coming up. There's going to be a little invasion right here. Make chaos take the world. Okay, so now this invasion that's coming up here, if you want to just actually get it done without what we're gonna do, I highly recommend, if you're using the same weapon setup, etc., use your Knight and Flame Sword. The fire, the R2, it's gonna be a lot easier to hit him with. He's got a lot of health. I'll show you that. Yeah, Scarlet Rot doesn't work on him. You should heal once. There we go. He still hit us. Gotta be careful. What you want to watch out for is when he stops moving. Starts to use something like that. Yep. See, I thought he was going to use a different one. He tricked me. And that's what happens. So I'll show you what I like to do to make this a lot easier. Not so much easier, just time save kind of thing. If you don't want to sit there and have to breath them, or wait for an opening and hit them, etc. Show you a little something here. This is what I like to do when I make new characters and whatnot, 'cause it's just, just a lot faster. Fail-proof, pretty much. So what you want to do is run past him up here. Obviously try not to get hit by his little incantation there. So grab this. And come out back. Try to get him to follow you up this rock here. And then when he's up the top with you, just jump off. There you go. He'll jump with you. Easy. Sacred Tear has a maiden here as well. So, when we did the Lord of the Blood quest for Vare in the Lernia Swamp, and where we went to the Lord of, we got the white damp cloth or whatever it was called at first, and he asked you to go dip it in a maiden's blood. You can come here if you'd like, or as we did, go to the Belfry Tower when you grab the Stormhawk King anyway. There's a maiden there as well. So yeah, you got those options. Makes it a lot easier on yourself. So from him, we got his spear, which is very good as well, as madness buildup. Knight of the Round Table hold. And then we also got the last of the grapes, but you'll notice this one's called the Fingerprint Grape. Eyeball of the Night Vike in flamed yellow. Seared with a repulsive fingerprint burn akin to those that marred his entire body. If offered to the blind maiden, it will lead her to the source of the distant light, allowing her to become a finger maiden. Very useful. So what you can do from here, since we're up top now, if you want, you can always jump down to here. Same from up here, you can always jump down to that, etc. But we'll do all that later. And then if you don't have the Dectus area up here, like unlocked, if you haven't used the Academy key to travel across the bridge, then you can actually come to this corner right here and jump down the cliffside on the things that stick out of the wall. And just ride on over. There you go. Bing bada boom. So now what we're going to go to is Bellum Church.
Oh, hello. Is that you over there? Have you ever heard of fingerprint grapes? They're special grapes which only grow on those who've been clasped by the burnt fingers. I would truly love to try one. The distant light seems far closer than before, but I can't sense a thing from the usual grapes anymore. Please, could you donate a fingerprint grape to me? Without one, I don't know. I feel like I might go mad. Oh. Oh. A fingerprint grape. Tried and true. What a wondrous thing. A fingerprint grape. Oh. How sweet. Yet, how it burns. Thank you. I've composed myself again. May the blessing of the fingers be upon you. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart. I'm sure I'll be a finger maiden.
And there you go. Now, if you haven't already as well, which I don't think we did, no. Come on down here. There's some merchant.
You don't want.
And buy all 5 of these branches if you can. Get your cookbook. Whichever else you want to grab, of course. Let's grab some bolts.
All done? Well.
All done. Now that we're right here, you can also go down this ramp. You don't have to go all the way back here, go into the water, travel that way. So that's what we're going to do now. There's also a grace point down here we can snag. And that's where you jump down if coming from the academy. Or, well, the manor, rather, sorry. Carian Manor. Smithing stone 5. Now, of course, with these enemies here with the things on their back, if you hit them with a torch or any kind of fire, they may explode. So just be careful. I've seen some pretty funny stuff happen to some hosts. I was helping them in co-op and whatnot. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Alright, so very careful in here. You're gonna notice some enemies. But you're also gonna notice some little traps on the ground if you can see them. Little poison pods. So what you're gonna want to do is just try to avoid those. If you want to grab these, that is. That item right there is a smithing stone 5. Which we're not going to worry about since we're mostly going to be using somber weapons anyway. But if you want to grab it, and just ride this back down, jump off, grab it, jump back on the elevator to get up, etc. Should be a somber back here for us. Somber 4. There's gonna be more pods on the ground here. Some lightning grease. Now normally when you pick up grease in an area, you kind of like can guess right away that that grease is going to be effective in said area. Oh, that's a shame. Usually they blow that up. It's alright, we can grab it right here. Go. You can use that to blow up the enemies as they're chasing you if you end up killing it, that is. Pretty handy. Amazing view ahead. Activate your summoning pools for co-op and PvP. Just about fell down. You can go down, you can go up. We're gonna go down for that somber anyway. I'll show you the other way to get there. How dare you, Mr. Bat. Somber 3. You'll see this little ladder right here. Another somber 4. Now, yes, EG does sell a couple 3s and a couple 4s, but if you end up not talking to him or don't want to buy them, you can get them for free here, and it's on your way anyway. You got one of those singing ladies here. You can pretty much just run right past these, to be honest. They most likely will poison you if you're not fast enough. Easy enough enemies. They don't have much more health than the normal bats. You don't have to go up here. It's got some goodies hiding behind that octopus. Serpent God's curved sword, and very good weapon. Pretty low requirements. As for all these enemies, you can do what you wish, of course. Drop down behind here, get yourself a Lost Ash of War. Duplicate some Ash of Wars. Go ahead and up this elevator. Now, the main thing you're going to want here is your Rotten Breath. It'll make this fight pretty easy. You'll notice we have Blackguard available here. Great Horn Troggoth. Now, there should be one more here. So we're just going to go double check. Pretty sure we went up there already. Let's check here. So after giving her the needle up above, she'll come here.
Oh, hello again. Something about this place felt familiar to me, so I decided to pay a visit. Hoping to find someone here, but I've only found emptiness. Perhaps before my departure, I needed someone to say farewell to. Well, never mind that. I must focus on my journey, for which I have you to thank. I must stay strong. Well, never mind. I must.
Oh, she's awesome. Love her. So now with her, you don't have to summon these NPCs, of course. It's not like Dark Souls 1 where you like have to summon Solaire, for instance, to progress his quest, etc. Anyway, now you'll see we have Millicent. Of course, we'll give our girl a chance. Why not, right? And then you have Troggoth as a summon here if you want Troggoth, or Blackguard here if you want Blackguard. I think for the sake of sake of such, we're gonna go ahead and summon our friend Blackguard. I wish this game had something like the Dried Finger, where you could summon another co-op person too, just for NPC purposes. Because I do like to make the boss as hard as we can. Sometimes, you know, I like the spice, but it is what it is. All right, let's take them in. Use that middle pillar to your advantage. Now that Blackguard's kind of got the attention a little bit. So, yeah, like, it doesn't do that much damage to him, that's why I just kind of like letting Rotten Breath do the work here. Black Flame if you need to. If you have enough FP Flask, you can pop a Dragon Ice in there. When he stands up, this is usually when you have to reapply breath. Whoa! Lucky we had our bubble on just then. Your breath should be able to go through the pillar, so if you really want, you can just get him to hug the pillar. Just breath the pillar, pretty much. There you go. She survived too. Good. Good, good, good. Yeah, this is how you get up to the Altus Plateau, if you don't take the Dectus lift. Nice and easy. Okay.
The Erd Tree is close. Only a little further till the foot of the Erd Tree. And the accord is fulfilled. It takes me back. I was born at the foot of the Erd Tree, where Mother gave me my purpose. Though now, everything is lost to me. I have to ascertain for myself the reason for which I live, burned and bodiless.
Bodiless. Very interesting, yes, they say. Yep, yep. So from here, if you want to be able to see if all this, of course, you're going to want to grab this map stone. But if this was your first, if this is how you entered the Altus Plateau, if you didn't want to like go and get the Dectus medallions, if it was too difficult, or if you couldn't find them, whatever the case may be, if you ended up here and you ended up wanting to go up the hill to venture into the Altus Plateau, well, you're in for a little treat. Dragon! I recommend you stay your distance until you kind of figure out what you want to do here. I like to get it while it's turning like that. It seems to be a lot easier. You notice it disappears. Just a little treat. They like to tease you a little bit, you know what I mean? So there's that, just be careful. Golden seed. Now before you do anything over on this side, I highly recommend you go back to the Dectus lift, go back up. You don't have to, it's just faster, in my opinion. Okay. It's a long cutscene, that time is weird. So instead of getting teleport from Raya this time, we're just gonna follow the road. There's a grace point actually right here. Which is funny, like, I never found this grace point on my first playthrough, my second playthrough, my third playthrough, my fourth. It's about the 6th or 7th character. I was like, when did they add this? And go ahead and grab that. That one's very much not needed if you have the one that we just picked up beforehand and then the one that we're going to grab ahead here, but if you want them all. Should be an item here for us. Stonework key. If there's anything else there in the tents that I don't remember at the moment, we'll get it while we're doing our Grand Altus Plateau collection in a later episode. Now, there's going to be a few very important things we can do for the playthrough here. For quests, once again. It all depends on what you want to do, which way you want to go, how much time you want to spend, etc. But, thankfully, even if you change your mind, there's ways to get out of it with the Celestial Dew. Grab that perfume bottle. Go ahead and grab this map piece. I should have reset this aggro, but I guess not. Stay.
You. Please. I can read them. Your fingers. Please, your fingers. Oh, bless you. To the east, ruins of gold. To the west, the serpent's sacrilege. Wherever the path leads, so shall you follow. Wherever the path leads, only more sorrow. 'Tis a curse. A curse. The curse of Queen Marika.
Juicy, juicy.
Oh dear. Am I terribly sorry. Are you here as a customer?
Maybe. It's got yourself another book here, Lightning Pots. Couple very important notes on your first playthrough, in my opinion. Unseen assassins, especially. Imp shades. Get yourself a nice little coat. Good great shield. It's a little bit heavy, but not too bad. A couple of 100% physical shields. Some lightning bolts, unlimited supply, gravel stone, festering bloody fingers, stonework keys. So yeah, this portal here will be taken very soon, but make sure the main thing you grab is this grace point for now. Grab some free golden arrows, because why not, right? Now you can go down that if you want. What we're gonna do, now that we have the map opened up, you're gonna want to place some things. Secret here. Boss here. Diamond here. Whichever one you want to do. It's up to you. Boss here. Dungeon here. Dungeon here. Item here. Boss here. Item here. Item here. Boss here. Larval tier, special item there. Now there is stuff up here. Boss there. There's items here, items here, items here. There's a little mini boss right there. Put your little NPC follower tag there. Items around here. That's what you want to place for there for now. Dungeon here. Boss here. Bosses here. Boss there. I think that's good for now. Let's remove some of our previous markers. You can remove these if you remember where they are. Save yourself some slots there. Same with this one. Since I know where these are, you can take. I could take these away, but I wouldn't take them away if I were you until you get that finished. Okay. That should be good for now. Now, before we move into anywhere more up here, too deeply, what you want to do is travel back to the Erd Tree Grazing Hill here. You'll notice just up the hill here is our girl, Millicent.
Ah, we meet again. In truth, it's been smooth sailing for me. The scarlet rot has stilled since last we met. As such, I've been able to continue my journey. Though rather vexingly, I realized that if I still had my sword arm, I could have aided you in battle. Now I'm tracing the path Melania took, after unleashing the power of the Scarlet Rot during her battle with General Radahn in the Caelid Wilds. I should like to meet her. This vanished woman. I think she's in the north, in the lands that lie beyond the Erd Tree. Now, she's passed into the land.
And there you go. And that starts off hers. And then come up here. Before we go up, actually, let me see. +4. What do we got for stones here? Got a couple 5s. Trying to think what weapons we're going to be using it right away here. Alright, so yeah, before we go up there, go back to the round hole table. You can go ahead and chat to whoever you may wish, but definitely talk to Corin here.
Ah, I had been waiting for your return. I've decided to leave the Round Table Hold. I'm off in search of a noble scholar known as the Gold Mask, to beg his instruction. We may not meet again for some time. If there's any incantations you wish to learn, now's the moment.
So go ahead and buy what you'd like. If you haven't picked up everything or whatever you want to pick up now, you can still get it later, so no big issues.
May the Golden Order shine through you.
So yeah, once he says he leaves, he'll be gone for now. Okay. So now what you want to do, you can go ahead and talk to Sorcerer Rogier if he's still alive for you. But if not, go ahead and grab his stuff. His ball bearing, his letter. The letter will tell you of something for later on. I forgot to tell you, but it seems D has a younger brother. I heard he lies in a deep sleep in the aqueduct beside the eternal city of Nokron, and it is said he stood before the Prince of Death not far beyond that spot. That's a little hint for something to do with Fia.
Greetings. Are you here for spirit tuning?
So if you have anything to upgrade, I recommend you do so now as well. We're not going to worry about upgrading our Stormhawk anymore just yet.
I need to warn you about something. A little while ago, someone started lurking in the wing on the opposite side of the round table. And I can hear, from all the way over there, the howling and wailing of spirits in fear of a curse. I can even hear the repulsive twisted malice in itself. A plethora of spirits in an unceasing cacophony. I can't even imagine. How much suffering inflicted to who knows how many souls. Not even the grafting caused anything like this to happen. You should keep your distance. I know you're strong, but please.
There you go, you get a little warning. Again, if you have enough Stoneward keys, you feel comfortable in using them, you can go ahead and unlock that door, and then there's a door behind it as well. Nothing super duper fancy, but if you got the spare keys sitting around.
Well, I took you've no matter lay out your own.
So we're gonna go ahead and upgrade that.
That no matter.
Well, we could get it to 7, huh? I don't want to use our only smithing stones. We'll save that one for now. I see you, Salamander. Appreciate you. Go ahead and grab what you want from the grace points. If you haven't picked up Radon's armor, spears yet for his bow. If you end up grabbing his bow, of course. After all that, if you don't want to do anything with the ball bearings here, you can go ahead and talk to Gideon.
Journey to the capital, Lendell, to the east of the Altus Plateau, at the foot of the Erd Tree. The Two Fingers will deny your passage no longer. You may be our best hope. Find your way to the Elden Ring.
And then as Rodrika just mentioned, she warned us about this right now. This would be the Dung Eater. If you remember the very intro cutscene, it showed him as one of the side quests, rather.
Have you ever felt the curse? With your whole being, the pox upon life itself, feared and despised by all. The reviled blessing. Apparently not. You are but a lamb, a stranger to defilement, ignorant of your own ignorance. You no longer interest me. I've been long without peace. Don't spoil my quietude. I asked you not to disturb me. Be thankful of the whole serenity. It is all that keeps your death and defilement at bay. I asked you, be thankful. It is all that...
Notice all the corpses behind him here. But not only are they like corpses, they look like they've been like eaten. Their insides and whatnot. Ripped apart. Just what have you been doing, bud? Yeah, that's the Dung Eater. Pretty cool little character. You'll find out later on. You can get Anything you missed from these two? And then that glovewort one, we're able to access gloveworts now. 1, 2, and 3 anyway. Might as well buy that memory stone while we're here. It should be everything we need here at the moment, so you can go ahead and travel back to either the Mistwood, which I think we're going to do, or you can go back up here and start exploring, whichever you want to do. Start from Millicent, go on up, travel all this area, etc., etc., or you can try the Volcano Manor. It's completely and entirely up to you at this point, but what we're going to do is go over here. Now, I think it was like episode 2 or 3, we decided to take, there's 2 different paths you can take with Nepheli. You can either give her the potion from Selvis or not. Now, this playthrough, we ended up giving her the potion, because it just honestly gives you something better than if you don't give her the potion. We were all hoping that it leaded to some kind of like cool ending or anything like that, but unfortunately, nope. You just get a couple ancient dragon stones and some good words. But we've already made videos on that and whatnot, so for item purposes that are, you know, a little bit more important, it's just better to give her the potion. But Kenneth, a long time ago, in episode 2 or 3 or whatever, maybe even 1, he asked us to go take care of his fort for him. So that's what we're going to do now. You don't have to do this if you're not doing the Nepheli stuff. But at the same time, it does give us an Ash of War, so definitely worth it. And if you're going for all Ash of Wars, of course, it's worth grabbing. Okay. Like we hit each other at the same time. Eh? I was expecting that to kill him, to be honest. Blaze Slash. This is also where you get one of the Dectus pieces that we got early on as well, if you haven't grabbed it by now. Now I'm pretty sure you only have to kill that knight to secure the fort, but it might be that knight and the pumpkin, mad pumpkin dude. Either way, they're not too bad. And early on, if you didn't come in here and grab the cookbook, go ahead and grab that now. There you go, Stormhawk. Thank you. Now you can go back and talk to Kenneth if you'd like at this point, and he'll give you a little dagger. You can get 2 of them in the playthrough, which is nice. There's one you get from him, and then you get the one later in the capital, down in the sewers. I believe that's where you get it, I'm pretty sure. So notice this, it's pretty hard to miss. You can see it from a distance too, like even in Caelid you can see this, especially if you use like the bird's eye telescope. But this is where the star landed after Radahn's fight. Lots of bloodstains. You can't jump too far here. The fall will kill you, unfortunately. Even with soft cotton, it's pretty risky. With a cat ring. Talisman. It seems like we already came down here in a previous episode, but that's how you get down here. Oh yeah, I remember now. Yeah, we definitely came. We've been down here. So we already did all that. Teleported up here, we did all this, did all that. Anyway, that note that we got from Rogier, that talks of Dee's younger brother. Remember we used, well, we tried him at first, but it wasn't really necessary because he wasn't that good, to be honest. But he could help you with the boss fight here at the Great Waterfall Basin. Once you give him the Twin Armor set, and after you beat the boss, you ride the coffin to this area here. But anyway, that note was explaining something about the Prince of Death, right? We'll worry about that later, but long story short, as also mentioned in the previous episode when we were here, start from this nameless city, eternal city, Grace Point, make your way up the branches, and you jump to this here. This whole room, this boss room, that's exactly what the note is talking about, Prince of Death. I recommend not going there till later. It'll be a lot easier. You can do the initial boss fight easily, well enough, no problems. But there's something after that you're just gonna wanna wait a bit. And then there was another, what's it called here? Coffin that we can ride, which we will do so now. Just to grab a couple grace points. It's funny, I totally forgot we did this in the previous episode and whatnot. Easy to miss, though. Technically, you don't want to come down to this one until you advance Ronnie's questline a little bit more, but there's a couple things that are definitely useful to grab here, even if you haven't. But anyway, since we have progressed Ronnie's questline, go ahead and grab the miniature Ronnie. A doll resembling Ronnie the Witch. From head to toe, every detail is perfect. This unresponsive doll seems pleasantly cool. Make sure you take a look at the picture too. Notice what it looks like right now.
Oh, a dogged fellow, aren't we? Or is it merely thy habit to talk to dolls? Fine. Fine. I hadn't expected any soul to recognize me in this guise. But now the cat is out the bag. I cannot allow thee thy freedoms. Perform for me a service as recompense. Eliminate the baleful shadows which prowl these lands. The name of Rani the Witch is already sullied by thee. I will not brook disobedience in this matter.
Yeah, you better listen to her. So yeah, you can only talk to her there if you progress her quest to the point where after you give her the Finger Slayer blade, etc., and she leaves her Rise Tower. You get the miniature there, you sit here, and you have to talk to it 3 times. Try to talk to the doll 3 times, and then she'll talk to you there. A lot of people miss that because they don't try it 3 times. Reminds me of like old school Resident Evil 2. Wesker's desk. You click it 50 times for a certain film. I like little secrets like that. This part's gonna get a little spicy. I recommend you, if you do, use your summons. Do so now. Try to make this one quick. These ants are nutty. If you don't end up wanting to kill them or kill them right away. Now we will go down this branching path to the left, but yet again, like I said, it's just much easier to do so when we do the Grand Collection later on. Because they hit like an absolute truck. Swung by a train, you know what I'm saying? Once again, we're going to have some cool little dialogue here. Appreciate the hydrate there, Salmon.
Let us speak of the past a while. I was once an Empyrean, of the demigods. Only I, Mikola, and Melania could claim that title. Each of us was chosen by our own 2 fingers, as a candidate to succeed Queen Marika, to become the new god of the coming age, which is when I received Blythe, in the form of a vassal tailored for an Empyrean. But I would not acquiesce to the 2 fingers. I stole the rune of death, slew mine own Empyrean flesh, casting it away. I would not be controlled by that thing. The 2 fingers and I have been cursing each other ever since, and the baleful shadows are their assassins. I turned my back on the 2 fingers, and we have each been cursing the other since. The baleful shadows are their assassins.
There you go. Some pretty, very good lore, in my opinion. Oh. Trust me, once you beat the game, those lines right there, that specific conversation from Rani, it's going to be one of the best in the game. I promise you. So make sure you get that grace point. Now, there's going to be a couple things here. Up above is completely optional. You do not have to go up there at all, but there's a lot of good items. So I do recommend it. Since we don't have a lot of souls or anything like that right now, it's probably a good time to do so. And skull plate shield. Great shield, I believe. Pretty good. Tricked you. I hate when they have stuff on the railings like this. It's always a shitty item too. They like to troll you. It was a very obvious Demon Souls reference for those that know. Some pretty cool enemies here. Really good game, really cool lore and stuff like that. But super easy game, Demon Souls, in my opinion. It's just like, oh my goodness, it's definitely the easiest Souls. But you take that with a grain of salt, of course. Yeah. So again, this is optional. You don't have to come in here. But there's a couple good little things that we can make use of. Let's try and not use any FP. Really didn't want the second one coming in at us, but... Ooh, yep, I knew that was gonna happen. I did say it's optional. It's alright, we're good, we're good. We can run up there. Man, you can't catch us. Super quick. It's like it never happened. Yeah. Just make this much easier on ourselves. That was weird. Found himself a little safe spot. Not today, buddy. Not today. Payback. What? Blasphemy. There you go. Grab yourself a nice little treasury. Now, if you don't have the FP, I recommend just kind of doing that run again. Just so you got your flasks back. And then what I'm going to do is... want a little bit more FP for what's coming up. If you end up going up here. It's worth it for mage builds that don't want to travel too much or haven't traveled enough for like memory stones. Why can't I get past this guy right now? Out of me way, jelly. Maybe I was too slow or something. So yeah, see that ball coming downstairs? It's not a very nice ball at all. In fact, this might annoy you quite a bit. Yeah, be very smart about your FP here, you know, your stamina. Just try to whittle it down. See, I messed up. Can happen. Okay. Now, we can also do it this way. This one's a little bit more annoying. I'm not actually sure if you can. Hold on. Yeah, you can. That's a lot better. But if you end up running in there, it can be a little bit of a hit and miss, since there's only so much room. But still doable, of course. You just gotta be moving around. That sword makes quick work of them. Get yourself another great ghost glove root. Maximum upgrade for the special ashes, legendary ashes, etc. Now, if you're a Bloodborne fan, you'll notice that, like all these little things we've been passing, they're just like the messengers and whatnot. Trust me, I know. Like, there's a lot of controversy around, like, if it's a Dark Souls prequel, if it's a Dark Souls sequel, if it's not anything, etc., etc. Because there's just so many connections. But you know, it could be the very simplest thing, just be all their recent work put into one. You know what I mean? Just the ideas of it. I hope they connect it, though, to be quite honest. I think that would be nice. Somber smithing stone 7, and you'll hear a little bug out here, of course. This one should drop you a somber 6. Yep. This room. All you really want from here is the chest, so if you think that they have enough aggro, or if you're just feeling lucky, you can kind of go for it. Risk it for the biscuit. Ludum Noxtella. So like I said, completely optional area, and it's only really useful for mages in my opinion, or like I guess high incantation users, but that's where you grab that if you want to grab that. Although, it is required for the 100% and for your trophies for what's it called? All legendary talismans. So, in that regards, it's not optional, but the area itself is optional, if that makes sense. It's not required for a boss. Should have specified that at the at the beginning. Hopefully, I did. Actually, from this point, it's easier to travel back. Pretty sure I said it's legendary talisman, but optional area. Yeah, pretty sure I said that. Anyway, on our grand scheme pickup episodes, I'll be mentioning that as I remember. Damn it. There's a guy behind us. Getting risky. Get yourself a glove word 9. Eight.
Even when I turned my back upon the Two Fingers, Blythe remained my loyal ally. Though he was created a vassal for an Empyrean, he was a colossal failure on the part of the Two Fingers, Blythe and Ichi both. Art willing to give too much to me, yet they both understand what lieth beyond the dark path, that I must betray everything and rid the world of what came before. Ah. Should I add thee to the list? Another one. Kind of heart. As kind of heart as they. Ah. This form hath loosened my tongue. I've let slip too much. Forget what thou'st heard. Forget. Ah. This form hath loosened my tongue. I've let slip too much. Forget what thou'st heard.
You'll figure out what that means in a later episode as well. Lots of hidden dialogue that a lot of people miss because they just kind of scoot on by. They don't really pay attention all too much. You gotta explore. You gotta talk to people. You gotta pay attention. Things like that. You never know. Might lead you to something.
Thou art the last. Tell the Two Fingers that Rani the Witch cometh to rend thy flesh with a fateful wound, ne'er to heal.
That's 2 misses. Now you want to use these coffins right here to your advantage. Makes it nice and easy. I hope we have enough flasks for this. I don't want to keep missing here. Just want to make sure he's not doing the jump before you get this off, because it does push him back.
Beautifully fought. My thanks. 'Twas more of a challenge than I envisioned. Now I can finally stand before them. This is farewell, my dear. Tell Blythe and Ichi I love them.
Nothing in the corner. No, some people probably wonder. Butterflies there, but oh well. Now, this next part. Once again, we'll be coming back to this. But just go ahead and grab this for now. And you've progressed your quest line enough that you can get some more extra dialogue from other beings, like she said as well. Talk to E.G. and Blythe. So you can go ahead and try to investigate if you'd like. What we're gonna do is come back up, go down here, or Master Shack. A woo. So yeah, this is one of their quests from the Volcano Manor. Go ahead and invade Old Knight Ispan. Almost got bit in the butt there. Appreciate it, wolves. First thing you're gonna want to do, activate your bubble. Get your rotten breath off. Hope that you get him. Now this guy, he's got a lot of poise, so don't bother trying to trade with him, to be quite honest, unless you have like pretty much the equal amount of poise. You're gonna want to wait for him to slow down. Either use his flasks, try to use his flasks a second time, or his skill. Wait for him to use his weapon skill. Yeah, let's see. Now we don't have enough breath in that breath. Or FP for that breath, if that makes sense. It's best to wait for him to use his skill. If you're going at it for this tactic. This one right here. Because he just runs at you way too fast. There you go. Because depending on how much vigor you have, depending on how much poise you have, if he stun locks you, you're done. Because he'll hit you again, you're pretty much dead. But sometimes the people just don't upgrade their vigor, right? And he'll one-shot your ass. Easy. You can grab this whenever. You don't have to do that fight to grab that. That'll always be there. With that, I will we're gonna be going on up here. You can either talk to EG now. You can go back, try and talk to Celos and Pydia if you haven't, etc., etc. What we're gonna do is... Actually, you know what? Yes, let's go to Ronnie's Rise. Ronnie's Rise. Okay, as we thought. Just want to check our summons here. Good, good, good. So yes, after you've gotten at least, I think it's as soon as you give her the blade, the Finger Slayer blade, and then you can you sit down at a different grace. It might even be 3 times. I heard something like that around the forum, something about 3 times or something like that. I don't know how true that is. But anyway, if you come back here a little bit after, or just after you give her the Finger Slayer blade, you'll notice Selvus has perished. Or he's at least in the position that his puppets are in, right? You can still buy stuff from his corpse if you have Starlight Shards. Go ahead and grab what you wish.
Stop, please stop. You're my puppet. I loved you with all I have. How could you forget such bliss? Ah, 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 ah.
You'll notice Pydia here got what he deserved from his puppets. And he's holding the Felilu's puppet. Interesting, huh? Interesting. I've made a video on this. A lot of people like to dispute it. And it's, I guess it's just theory anyway, you know, so to each their own. You guys figure it out how you wish. But if you notice, the very first time you find Pydia here, a lot of, he's like, oh, you. But he says it in a different voice. And it's Celovus's voice, if you listen close enough, right? Now, a lot of people like to say, oh, no, he notices you because he sees you when you go down below, when you first going through the manor, and you get that grace point down below. Personally, I don't think so. Especially since it sounds like Celovus at first, and then he changes his voice, right? Anyway, he says he's in control of the puppets, right? Now, remember Celovus's little puppet room, quotations, right? When we went downstairs, we seen all the puppets of different, various people. The one that helped us in Radahn's room. Obviously, Radahn's, he was spying, right? For the Carian Manor, etc. here. Maybe he wanted to make a puppet out of Radahn. Radahn himself. Anyway, there was a message down there that showed an image of Celovus's puppet. It said Celovus's puppet, right? There, it wasn't pointing at anything. It wasn't beside anything, etc., etc. It just said Celovus's puppet. Do not touch. Now upstairs, we just seen Celovus in his little puppet form, just like all the rest down in his little puppet dungeon, right? So my theory is Pydia was actually controlling Celovus as a puppet. So pretty much, long story short, Pydia is Celovus, Celovus is Pydia. That's my theory. It seems to connect, especially since, quotation, Celovus was the one that gave us the potion to give to Nefeli, and all of a sudden Pydia has Nefeli lose puppet, right? I think coincidence, I think not. And Pydia being a lowly born here, being mistreated and having to take care of all these puppets, etc. Well, Celovus had a scheme to use the Amber Starlight to use on Ronnie, to make Ronnie a puppet. Doesn't that sound like something like a lowly servant that's been tasked to do lowly things and mistreated, or whatever the case may be, would want to do to the god that's mistreating him? It just all makes sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Teach your own. Leave it up to you guys to decide. You know, as always. Pretty cool. Anyway, with that over, we got Nepheli Loose Puppet. She's actually really good as well. So if you want to upgrade her, I highly recommend you do so now. But she will take 90 FP. So if we want to do so, we gotta upgrade our mind a little bit, which isn't an issue. Just gotta do so anyway. But that's that. Now what we're gonna do is head up to the highway junction. Brother Corin, you remember he said he was leaving the round old table in search of the noble gold mask. From this trace point, you're gonna find him just to the north here. Now, this is missable. This is very highly missable, so there's a certain point in the game where a lot of the quests just disappear. You can't get them anymore.
Ah, look who we have here. How delightful to meet a familiar face, even after departing the Round Table Hold. I've been doing some learning of my own since then, actually, and will happily pass it along to you. I'm yet to find the noble gold mask. I suppose he'll be closer to the Erd Tree. The path ahead might be perilous, but tread it I shall. Since departing the Round Table Hold, I've come to understand, in my solitude, how little it is I truly know.
And talk to me. He's actually got a lightning fortification and great heal unlocked as well. 2 new incantations. Pretty dang good. It's definitely worth grabbing. Well, both, to be honest. Might as well just do so now.
I'm yet to find the I suppose the path ahead since depart how little.
Make sure you exhaust his dialogue. And then what you want to do, travel to this grace point we grabbed earlier. Use this portal. Turn around, come down here. You'll notice an NPC kind of just standing down here. Do not attack them. And if you watch the cutscene at the beginning of the game, you'll notice right away who this is. It's the noble gold mask himself. An interesting fellow, indeed. Just gotta talk to him once. Go ahead and travel back.
You appear to be doing well. Very good. Well then, would you like to learn an incantation? Do you sport with me? From your description, it can be no other than the Gold Mask himself. Of course, I knew he would be close by. Bless the Golden Order and its benevolent rays. And to you too, My sincerest thanks. May the
There you go. Now what you can do again is travel back here.
We meet yet again. Thanks to you, I have become acquainted with the noble Gold Mask himself, and taken my place by his side, as you can see. Have no fear. I will still teach you incantations as before, though we must do so quietly, such that we not disturb the Great Master's cogitation. The Master is always deep in contemplation, while I frantically attempt to record his wisdom, the movement of his finger, and though I am yet to comprehend even the daintiest morsel of his wisdom, I know that this is my life's calling. The Golden Order has bestowed me, talentless as I am, the great duty of documentarian.
Now he's going to have another incantation available. Discus of Light. One of the incantations of the Golden Order fundamentalists produces a ring of light and fire it forward. The ring of light returns to its position close to the caster before disappearing. This incantation can be cast repeatedly, a gift from young Mikola to his father Radagon. So there you get some of the first bits of lore on incantation-wise about young Mikola and what his powers were before he disappeared. Go ahead and grab that if you wish. It's actually pretty good.
May the Golden Order shine through you.
And that'll be it for now. And we shall leave our character over here for next episode. And we're going to be moving onward up the hill, up there, and then we're gonna find an old friend, a golden friend, you could say. Yes, somewhat reminiscent of our old pal Solar. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys have made some good progress throughout your playthrough if you're following along. And yeah. I'll see you guys in the next one. And as always, I appreciate you. Cheers for now. Stay safe. Stay tarnished. Cheers.